Finally, someone said it. Here's the reason why you're having trouble sticking to plant-based foods. You're having problems because you're trying to keep up with some sort of like imaginary idea of what it looks like. Because someone said, if you do it this way, this is the perfect way to do it. And that's not working for you. And in a way, it didn't really work for me either. I've had success with that way, but I've had to realize that at different stages of my life, I wanted to eat different things. It's not as complicated as people make it out to be. Like, we want to keep it simple. That's what has worked for me. Sure, I love like looking at all the food blogs. I like to consume all the different ways to like do things with mushrooms. I love all that. But you know what's going to keep me? For example, I followed making sure I had certain smoothies all the time. I followed like making sure that I had certain like recipes and was very creative. But realize what I realized why that didn't always work? Because sometimes it was hard to keep up. I know it was really hard to keep up. So I'm Cassandra. I'm going to help you not be so overwhelmed by like sticking to a plant forward diet, because that's going to be a lot easier. And we're going to talk about the different ways that we can do it, that we can be more consistent. And like, honey, no one ever talks about these particular ways. It's like on no one's radar. So I want you to consider this. Now, first of all, like on my path, it's going to be simplifying and making it easy. I'm going to do a lot of different types of greens. I'm going to do some beans, and I'm going to do some grains. And you know why that's easy? Because when you are tired and you don't want to show up doing something, do what most cultures have done. It's like beans, grains, and greens. That's what a lot of cultures do. So you don't have to make it so complicated. I always say I walk into my kitchen and I'm like, hello, because I keep it energized. This is what I do. First of all, I like put music on. I have fountains that I do, incense. I'm always about the different type of scents that I do for my kitchen, because I just want to like have a really good vibe in terms of how I walk into it and how I greet it. And I think that vibe is very welcoming. You want to create a sort of a welcoming spirit when you walk into your kitchen. So that's the other thing, as I say. It creates a certain level of expectation in terms of me warming up my kitchen. You know how you have like a car and you warm up your car? Well, you warm up your kitchen. The next thing you want to do is create flow. Now, when you walk in, and as I said, and like you warm up your kitchen, the one thing that stops us is fatigue. You walk in and like there's so many dishes, or whether there's dishes in the kitchen you need to wash, or you don't want to create dishes. That's why not only we have to clean as we go, but we want to fight that fatigue. We want to create a system where we don't create fatigue. Our kitchens, we don't want them to wear us out. And that's what happens. I think that's why I hear so many people say, I'd rather be doing something else. What are you supposed to do? If you'd rather be doing something else, you're not going to want to cook in there. You're not going to want to be in there. So we have to make sure that we do things to create flow. The one thing that is like the entry point to eating, that is that direct route, is your refrigerator. We want to make sure that like when we open it, it is nice and clean and clear, and we create a certain flow. That flow that you create in your refrigerator, you don't want to have to be looking for stuff. You don't want to have to like try to be pushing stuff, like have things blocked, because when things are blocked, it creates an obstacle. Yes, it creates an obstacle. So those are just like a few of the ways that I just create like this sort of relationship. You want to create this relationship with your kitchen, because your kitchen is an extension of you. The biggest thing you want to do is develop your mindset around eating more vegetables and plant-based foods. So that is the one reason we can work on your mindset. Oh my God. We can do so much to get you eating more foods. So if you want to find more about that, then check out my guide. It's called Heal Your Cooking Drama. It's just in the description. And, let's get you cooking. Let's get you cooking more vegetables. Anyway, I hope that helps, and I'll talk to you later.